This series has been interesting for me, to say the least. Every time I do one of these series, I have just a whole bunch of revelations along the journey. It's pretty wild. Like, and it probably has something to do. No, it's not even. Let me not kid myself. It all has to do with going within. It all has to. The part that you're gonna see as part 8, I was gonna have as part 9, but then I realized, you know what? For a final video, for a final video, it needs to be just me purely showing how I perceive the world. In these final videos, as I got up to from 5 through 9 at least, but I don't even think I did good enough in 5. Could have been better. I could have used more of my experiences, but I could talk about them in these ones. But anyways, same dealio as always. If you didn't watch the other parts, go back and watch the other parts, and join me for part 6 if you have already. Let's go. So yesterday, I shot and edited part 8, or what was going to be part 9. And it was fun. I felt fun, you know. Like, that's what happens when you go in within, man. I think a lot of people don't realize that everything that they're looking for is really on the inside. And that's like really how you attract things. And it's just like being nothing and everything at the same time. That's why my thoughts or the way I string things together can really be chaotic. But yesterday I found myself gazing at the clouds. I came home at one point and I just went on the porch and kind of just looked at the birds, the patterns of the birds. I watched a spider weaving its web. I kind of just observed. And that's what you realize awakening is. Awakening is really observing, man, not reacting to things. It really actually is. Jeez, I feel like a fraud saying that because I literally get done watching someone, but it's the best way I can explain it. Even in my own words, I would literally use mostly the same words, but it's just, it's so tough to explain, man. It's like I've manifested things right in front of somebody, and then they'll straight up just ask me, so yeah, how do you do this? How do you do this? How do you do this? And it goes right over their head. Like, it's just an observation. It's your imagination. Like, just as you're gazing at the clouds, knowing that these clouds, having this knowing that the clouds are always going to be above your head in the physical, and they're just there. It's just knowing that the perception that's observing the clouds, it's like if somebody could see and then went blind, they could still feel and know the clouds are there even if they're indoors. Let that one sink in for a second. It's already there. It's a knowing. Isn't it very interesting that we close our eyes and go into silence for meditation? You don't have to meditate, by the way. You keep them open. Meditation, I'm not even going to get into that. That could have been a whole episode on its own. I'll just still release commentaries outside of this one alongside, but yeah, man, it's gazing at clouds, dude. You know, you have this knowing that it's your imagination. It really is. It really is just your imagination. It's the key. And manifestation is just as those clouds are, knowing it's already there. The thing you desire and you may even obsess about and want so bad. It's a need. It's already there. You're putting so much importance on it. And that importance that you're putting on it is making you leave yourself. It's making you go outside of yourself. Cause you're already everything you want. You know, I can call time and time after again. Like, it's very funny how your higher self allows you to really experience what you want to experience. It's like anytime I found myself physically feeling lonely, it was almost like this energy that was just like, oh yeah, here you go. Here's a partner. Here's someone to be with you. And this is a good way to segue off of the last video, but seriously, like, you know, in the eyes of many people who knew personally about my last relationship, you know, in some of the eyes of them, it wouldn't have been the best. You know, some had so many views. And, you know, it's very funny, like, looking back at everything and saying to myself, damn, like, especially knowing the person I am now, there's really nothing I can say, because no one's gonna really understand it from the perspective, like, they're gonna understand it in a certain perception, but they're not really gonna perceive things. It's just everyone has their own perception. That's the trick of this entire game, is that it of course it's going within to make everything better, because it's just like, even the fact that we're in a realm where we're made to feel like we have to prove ourselves to somebody should show you what you walk out into. You know, just as people can say that we're sons and daughters, or, you know, even when I was saying the quote, the Bible thing, the Psalms 82-6, 7, whatever it's called, you know, like, we're sons and daughters of the Most High, but ye shall die like men, or it's just like we're one with God, or I say ye are God, some shit. It's like, it's crazy somebody can say that and then still feel like we need to prove ourselves. There's a distortion, bro. And my ear just started ringing. Wow, my ear just started ringing as I said that. Dude, I almost started crying, bro, because that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm just bringing that to y'all, to anyone who thinks I'm crazy. That's it right there. That thing that just happened, just that's like a guide just being like, you're there, keep it up. Because these revelations are the things that get you there. It's like, I really think about that. I hear a lot of people, and I really do honor where they're at in their journey, but it's very weird to know that, oh yeah, God doesn't judge and all this, or, you know, whatever, and then you go out and do the very thing. That's just, it's like a distortion, you know, and it's different. It's different than like joking or being a comedian, because I've seen an amazing, I think it was Eddie Murphy. I think Eddie Murphy or someone else. Let me see. No, not Eddie Murphy. Who was it? Eddie Griffin comedy sketch where he said, like, he was like, which one of y'all in here talked to God and God told you to tell me to go to hell? I think he was telling a story about like a Christian telling him like, oh, God said you're gonna go to hell. And he said, why did God come down to you, motherfucker, and tell you? But I love that stand-up comedy thing he did. It was called Freedom of Speech. And y'all gotta go see it if you haven't, where he explained that, where he said, you know, I'm made in the image of my Father, which means God and I are one. Why would God not be a comedian? And that's just one of the realest things I've ever heard, because it's like, comedy is one of those things that's such a slippery slope to the human mindset. But the funny joke is like, that's kind of like what it is it's like, you are one, so it's like you really can't take offense to anything outside of this. all you can do is really kind of like laugh and deflect it, because and it's like things fall off of you when you take on a higher mindset anyways, man. You just start to realize that, like, and this is really coming from the same person that in this future video you're gonna see. I tell the story of like having my shoes stepped on and things like before I would consider myself reawakened and just be like, it just is what it is. I wouldn't feel a way inside, because the thing is your feeling state is the key. How you physically look or whatever anyone wants to say about you is not it. I mean, I can give examples from this I mean, it's just good. I remember living with a couple roommates, not, you know, this is a while back, but I remember just one of them just being like, oh, you look like you don't want anything to do with anybody, or this, or you just look like you want to be left alone. And it's like, who's the one saying that? That's the question you need to ask yourself. You know, no one stops to ask themselves that. Who's the one perceiving that? That's the deep thing. That's it. That's God. There you go. Imagination, like boom. Like for me, in B.O.B. in B.O.B.'s new song, in Steve Harvey, he says, even woke niggas get tired. Like that's how I feel. And I don't even classify as woke. That word has been twisted and screwed for society. The government did a good job on that, governing everybody's mentality to think that is a negative word. They just took word woke and threw it to politics. I'm like, what the this is a funny reality. But yeah, man, like that bar, even woke people, like they get tired. Like I felt like that. I was like, yo, like because usually the first thing you do when you awaken is you try to tell and run to everyone that you try to tell all your peers like, yo, we're more than this, and they don't hear you, man. It's gonna be thrown right back in your face. And that's why you no judgment, you just embark on the journey of this solo journey. But it's all a part of the play, which is such a funny thing too, is it really is. It's like you can see, like I can see this. I start to see it in my imagination, like how people are just put in position to teach you certain lessons, and it's not all it's like, it's just not personal at all. It's a very interesting thing. It's a very interesting thing. I just realized to myself, I don't even like, for me, I'm kind of showing you guys an example if you're getting, you know, people in your life that do similar when you awaken. But for me, I look back at these events and look at a lot of these events, and I even say to myself, like, there never even was anyone saying like, there never even was saying anyone like, you look like this, or you look like, you're right, I may look however, but energy speaks a different thing. Energy doesn't look how it looks down here, man. I already said it. You know, like, you know, like, it's like the saying, don't judge a book by its cover. That's exactly like some of the like, I remember I actually just did an interview at this place, because if y'all know me, I moved back home from Texas, but I got this job at this place. I remember that one of the first things the interviewer was saying was, he was like, yeah, man, like, cause I have, you know, neck tattoos and stuff. They're just two, and they're like, kind of like, can't really notice them, and like with the lighting and stuff, as he said. But he said, I have people covered in tattoos, and I realized those are some of the best workers, you know. And even though that's funny, because I get what he was saying, and like, it was kind of nice. He was just like trying to be, you know, like, or maybe just being kind with the whole, like, you know, don't worry about your tattoos and stuff. But to me, I'm not the body, so I'm not even thinking like that. But what he said is real. It's like you see some like rockers and hard metal band people be some of the nicest, beautiful people in the world. Then you'll see straight hippies and the image of what grace and goodness is, and they'll be some of the most judgmental assholes, sort of thing. But it's just funny how it works. It's like you can't, just because someone's not smiling doesn't mean they're not happy. That may not be how their energy expresses itself here. You may, and many times I've seen where somebody just kind of looks like they're chilling, blank, kind of, and they're laughing a second later. Then they go back to, a natural state, just blank, just in the middle. But the thing is your perception is really strong. It's so strong to the point that it can pull you away from being centered on yourself. And that's not selfish. Centered in self in a way where you're not looking at someone else for the validation of your own feelings. These aren't the revelations I had through gazing at the clouds yesterday. I just decided to ramble a little bit. But I really think about that. Gazing at the clouds brought a lot of other things, like a lot of things out of me, just realizing nothing is really happening. It's a very weird feeling. I don't feel lonely. I feel in the middle. I don't know if I can explain that. I feel in the middle. Yeah, I feel like Zen. I don't know. I feel like I'm free flow. It's 3:52 a.m. right now. I just woke up and started shooting the rest of these parts because I'm just like, man, why not? But yeah, man. Yeah. It's kind of this just like letting go. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it anymore. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's just this letting go. I was just staring at the clouds, just really taking in where I was, like really being present. And it's so much nothingness. And I guess that's why I giggle or laugh about it, because it's nothing. But your body, man, it does unlock, like it unlocks and shifts, and like I'm telling you, I know I'm becoming a proficient motherfucker when it comes to energy, bro, because it's like where people have told me get back in alignment, or some people have even told me that they don't, or I even tell some people I'm a straight up alien. Like the people that I've told I'm a straight up alien to, like I don't even want to really say it, but I'll save it. It's not that I don't want to save it. It's gonna bring me on another train of thought, but I'm gonna bring it to another video. But like some people like jump and be like, oh no, you're not an alien. No, I am, man. Because I don't even feel, it's like I almost like feel like I feel love where love shouldn't be felt, man. Like, but like I feel like I want to relabel love. It's almost like it's just what is. That's what love is. Like it's what is. And it's like freeing and horrifying at the same time. The best way I could describe it is freeing but horrifying, and it's only horrifying just for the simple fact that it's like I don't know, it's so simple that if could be realized would set so many people free. But I think because it's so simple, it just dodges people, man. It's just as simple as gazing at the clouds and just centering your mind and having empty thoughts. Like my whole consciousness right now, even when making these videos, or all of them, it's just words coming out. I'm not worrying about how I say them. I'm not really worried about how it may sound. There isn't even worry. It's just kind of like I'm just projecting. I'm just words. It's like when I get off these videos, I'm completely silent. Like just kind of sitting and feeling like, yeah, man, I mean, can't lie about this. it feels like buzzing. It feels like buzzing, and as I begin to, I still feel the buzzing, like, yeah, I still feel the buzzing in this feeling, even when I was staring at the clouds, as it feels like physically my vibration is raising. Like physically, I know my body is here, right? But it feels like light. And the moment I begin to just focus on my hands, I feel the resonance in it. Like I feel the light vibrations. And that's why I said during some of these meditations recently, I've literally left. I mean, I think I already did a video where I talked about it, but like with a woman in golden light, you know, because your imagination and your subconscious is showing you where your spirit is at. So like for some, like, I want to give an example, but I also don't. Let's just say I've heard some people tell me their wild dreams they've had about where they end up, or they've seen, I don't know, people being murdered and dragged, just wild things. Like, yeah, so that means that's where your spirit is, because when you lay down, you're in the astral plane. So you go a level up, because Earth is denser than the astral plane. So some of y'all having these dreams where you're being tortured, like you're really there. So that those dreams are showing you to do the work and not just turn a blind eye to that. Because me, when I'm realizing when I was gazing at these clouds, is really like, holy moly, I've literally been doing the work, because I met someone while living in Austin, Texas, that really told me I need to get back in alignment. Little did they know, I'm sitting here having dreams, playing in the grass with Shiva and different gods and entities. I shit you not. I get back home and I'm having dreams about women in golden light telling me to remember myself and remember love and remember this and wake up to who I am. And I jump out my chair. I had another dream where I was in this realm saving kids, and with this video game character from Control. And I ran out in the street at one part, and I'm summing up the dream so much. There's one person I told about this dream, or maybe a couple, but very minute. They hear this video. That when I ran out into the street at this one part, all these entities were trying to grab me in this realm and grab me, and then all of a sudden this green light shot through my body, and I just was like, it was like Jarrell, remember who you are. And I just voom, like voom, like that's the best way I can explain it. Like a voom came over me, and it repelled everything, and I woke up sweating, man. I woke up sweating. And yeah, it was just, it's just, that's it. Like wherever my spirit, whatever work I'm doing, it's naturally going good. I wouldn't even say that. I would really say it's just the meditations that I end up feeling like I just like intuitively feel like, okay, I need to hit a meditation right now. You know, I don't feel like it's anything that's been a consistent routine that's got me solid, I guess is the best way to explain it. Like I wouldn't say that the meditations are even doing much. They're basically pinpointed meditations. Best way I can explain it is just intuitively knowing when to meditate, or intuitively knowing when to actually, what's funny is I haven't been napping recently. That's very interesting. Wow, I think when I was in Texas, I felt like I was napping a lot, or just having to lay down. Oh yeah, maybe because I was just facing the high energy back and forth. But yeah, I mean, just like from what I can tell you, it's just like I've seen this video. Nah, I won't comment on that. From what I can tell you though, it's just it's you. You're just you're I don't want to say your dreams are important. Your dreams are important because it's all a part of a well, yeah, it's all a part of a meditation, but it's all a part of a higher inner working going on. So you should always pay attention to your dreams, no matter how wild they seem, because they show you the different realms that your soul is going to. And even if you've got clowns all over the place, you need to break them down pretty much. Like, you need to break them down. Yeah, that's just it. You need to decipher them in ways that make sense to you, I guess I would say. And I guess we're coming to the end of this video because I'm kind of running out of things to say, at least on what this video was going to be about. But yeah, man, as I was gazing at the clouds, I was just realizing it's a beautiful experience. I felt my essence in everything. The clouds, the cars, even when cars were going by, I was saying, wow, like, wow, actually, this was a different day, but same sort of concept. Just, I felt the spider weaving its web. I felt the birds spinning in patterns within the sky, taking sips from little tire puddles in the dirt. And this little, like, waspy thingy making a nest in one of my mother's chimes. There was this stillness in everything, but movement at the same time. Very interesting. The clouds were very, very hazy. Even right now, I have this urge to just go outside. What I'm realizing is, back then, when I had most of these realizations, I found myself at similar, like a similar experience now, where it's 4 a.m. and I'm just like, this urge to just go onto the porch and just look up at the stars, if there are any at this point. I may do that. I may just do that. Anyways, yeah, that's gazing at the clouds for y'all. It's honestly just a title I wanted to put. It's not like I'm gonna follow any specific thing. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm having divine experiences every night, and I'm telling you guys where my focus usually is. So I believe someone will resonate with something I say with these. So maybe, you know, so maybe. Like, I don't know, I appreciate anyone who ends up listening, even if you think it's completely bonkers. But anyways, much love and Moonlight. Peace.